driving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. It is November 23rd. It also happens to be Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody that celebrates. I hope you are all finding yourselves and around people that you love and all that other good shit. All right. So there's going to be a lot of different readings today. Oh, thanks, dude. You know, I'm going to tell you something. I'm gonna get some happy Thanksgiving from people, but I can tell you none of them are going to be my family. Happy Turkey Murder Day. I've never heard it that way. I'm not having unless ramen comes in turkey. Yeah. See, we got in a car accident a little while back, and the car was totaled. Right. Well, the insurance company didn't make the payment, and now our bank account is frozen. So, yeah, good shit. Good evening, Patricia. It is good to see you. It is good to see you. Today, we usually talk about gratitude because it's Thanksgiving, and I'm going to talk about gratitude a little bit before I get started on the topic. I cannot and I will not be grateful for having a roof over my head. I will not be grateful for any of that shit, and I'm going to tell you why. Because there's people out there that do not have it, and I'm not going to be grateful to have something because somebody else doesn't have it. That is probably the most, in my mind, that is probably the most selfish thing in the world. No, what I am is not satisfied with the fact that, we just showed, San Francisco or LA, they cleaned up their streets in a matter of fucking days because somebody was visiting. So don't tell me it can't be done. Don't tell me it can't be done. Everybody has a right. Okay? It is not a privilege to have a roof over your head. It is a right. That's how I feel about it. Okay? I feel everybody has a right to good food. Okay? All right. So, yay, it's a day of gratefulness. Okay? But I would much rather have gratitude in my life. Gratitude is something for a job well done. It is a dividend of something, which means that there was action. Right? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm terribly grateful to you for getting me back going to meetings last year. I probably wouldn't be here without that. Absolutely, honey. And you know me. I'm gonna give that to God. Okay, but we did that. We all do that, and you're the one doing the work. You're the one doing the work. So that's what's great. When it comes to credit, everybody kind of gets some. See, and when things become win-win, that's when we are winning at the game of life. that is when the right things are happening. When everybody at the table is winning. And all right, let's see how I'm going to do this. um, this goes to As Bill Sees It, and then we end up in the 12 by 12 a little bit. I'm going to start with As Bill Sees It. I've been trying to figure out this line and I can't, but I'm gonna go through it. Years ago, I used to commiserate with all people who suffered. Now I commiserate only with those who suffer in ignorance, who do not understand the purpose and the ultimate utility of pain. I got it. I got it. I think I got it. What he's saying is that I used to commiserate with all those who suffered. Now I do it with those that need me. Right? They go on to say that someone remarked that pain is a touchstone of all spiritual progress, not all. Okay, good. Because I don't believe that. I don't totally agree with that. But so what does that mean? It means that, we work the front lines, man. We work the front lines every day. Every day. So he was asking, what are you doing? What are you doing for Thanksgiving? And I said, well, I'm probably doing service work. That's what I do on Thanksgivings. And, see, and I get what they're saying. They say, I challenge you to, spend time with your family. My family doesn't want me around. Okay. That actually hurt by saying something like that. Yeah, that hurt me. I had 8 brothers and sisters. I ain't going to hear from any of them today. I have 5 kids. Ain't going to hear from any of them. I'm not. Okay? That's life. So do those people not love me? No. They just don't think of me on this day. Welcome to life. Okay? So be careful on what you choose to start telling people. Okay? See, this time of the year, everybody starts giving unsolicited advice because you've gone through. It's just full of advice. Okay, a lot of it unsolicited, and a lot of it shit. Because that's what advice is. Advice is just somebody putting their stuff on you. All right, 93, 94 is where we're gonna go. I usually found that when people gave me unsolicited advice, it was because they had something they needed to work on. So if you find yourself giving unsolicited advice, the key there, if you can be honest with yourself, is that maybe you're doing it. Or maybe it's something that you haven't done. Never, ever, ever give a suggestion or advice or anything of something you have not done. If you haven't done it, shut up. Okay? That'd be like me starting a class to teach people how to give birth. How the fuck would I know? I've never given birth. I've been there. Okay, I've been a part of it, but I haven't. What if it's in a reading? Sure. Not sure what you mean by that. So I'm going to go with yes. Because it's your intuition's asking me, so that's why I'm so easily saying yes. So, all right, let's see where I'm supposed to read from this. 93, 94. All right. When evening comes up just before going to sleep, I'm going to start at the top of page 83. 93. Well, I love you too, honey. We can try and stop making unreasonable demands upon those we love. We can show kindness where we had shown none. With those we dislike, we begin to practice justice and courtesy, perhaps going out of our way to understand and help them. Now that's gratitude, my friends. That's gratefulness. How is that gratitude? Because of what you've done with your own life, you have made a decision to help somebody else out. That is why I do service work on Thanksgiving. You see, I have people around me that love me. I have people that love me today, and I will get through this day. Actually, it's not going to be that hard for me today. Okay. But what about the people that haven't been through that yet? What about them? See, I made a promise. I made a responsibility. I have a responsibility. And my responsibility is to help out any child of God that comes along my path. Do I tout on my alcoholics? Yes, I do. They need the extra attention. Okay. They need the extra attention. That reminds me, am I meeting with my sponsee today? We're supposed to meet at 2. Probably not. I haven't heard from him. Okay. I'll reach out to him after this. At least tell him happy Thanksgiving. We'll meet this weekend or something. Whenever we fail any of these people, we can promptly admit it to ourselves always, and to them also when the admission would be helpful. Okay. If we do something wrong, make amends. Make amends. Yeah. Just do it. Hey, you know what? That was silly of me. I did not mean it. And I see it. And I see it. That's different. It's when people are shoving it. That's not advice. That's suggestions. So suggestions we can all try. And you've had an escape plan. You've stayed away from people at John. Yeah. Yeah, you do that stuff. Don't tell me you don't. I watch you do it. All right. Courtesy, kindness. Sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit, or maybe we don't even realize we are doing it. That's a big one. There's a lot of times people come to me and say things like, I'm terribly grateful for you getting me back to meetings last year. That was last year, right? But see how that gratitude can continue to move it forward. Now you're going to say the same things that I said to you. Somebody did that for me. Okay. Somebody did it for them. Okay. And so on and so forth. Back to Bill. Back to Bill. And what does that mean? It means that you will surely meet some of us as we trudge the happy road of destiny. You will meet Bill W. in the spirit. You meet him every day in the spirit of the program. Courtesy, kindness, justice, and love are the keynotes by which we may come into harmony with practically anybody. When in doubt, we can always pause saying, not my will, but thine be done. And we can often ask ourselves, am I doing to others as I would have them do to me today? When evening comes, perhaps just before going to sleep, many of us draw up a balance sheet for the day. This is a good place to remember that inventory taking is not always done in red ink. Okay? We're going to stack up our successes for the day. I went to a meeting. I tried to help somebody. I did my daily reflection. We got to have some of these. I haven't been doing it. It's a poor day indeed when we haven't done something right. Yeah. Remember how easy it was that you could do things right all day? Like, let's say you were wearing something, you got all these compliments, but one person gave you a suggestion, and that's all you can think about from then on. Did that ever happen to you? Something like that? It certainly happened to me. Okay. And what we're doing is we're not looking at things truthfully. We're letting our own emotions interfere with what is going on. Okay? It's okay to have these emotions. You are allowed to feel sad. You are allowed to feel happy. You are allowed to have joy. You are allowed to have peace. Okay? Not only that, but you earned it. You did. You you think all that drinking and drugging and running and gunning and hiding and shame and guilt wasn't a price? No, we we alcoholics literally have to kill our old self off. That is really hard. It's really hard to do. To get rid of yourself. Okay? Now you see why you can't do it alone. You're not going to catch everything. I don't. I went to a meeting yesterday. People were talking to me about ABCs, and I needed to hear it. It does not matter how much time you have in this program. It is a daily reprieve, and that's it. It's like the reset button happens every day. It's like Groundhog's Day, but you move forward, in a sense. As a matter of fact, the waking hours are usually well filled with things that are constructive. Good intentions, good thoughts, and good acts are there for us to see. Even when we have tried hard and failed, we may chalk that up as one of the greatest credits of all. Under these conditions, the pains of failures are converted into assets. Out of them, we receive the stimulation we need to go forward. Someone who knew what he was talking about once remarked that the pain was the touchstone of all spiritual progress. See, it does say all spiritual progress. They just didn't put it in here because they caught on to something. Yeah, because and I get what they're saying, because when we do get in here, well, wait a minute, let me reread this. Because isn't it saying the touchstone? Sorry. Yeah, was the touchstone. A touchstone is a beginning. So they're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Okay. And what they're talking about there is the gift of desperation when we get in. Okay. Okay. It's okay to be wrong. There was. I just did it. How hardly we can agree, AAs agree with him, for we know that the pains of drinking had to come before sobriety and emotional turmoil before serenity. Okay, let's go back to here. And then I will finish up with the reading from here. Believe more deeply. Hold your face up to the light, even though for the moment you do not see. That, even today, my brain is like, how weak is that? My man brain says, that's weak, and I don't want to do it. I do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling on myself. I'm just letting you know you're not alone on intrusive thoughts. Thank you. I'm sure she'll appreciate that. It was good to see you. On Sunday in October, during my morning meditation, I glanced out the window at an ash tree in our front yard. At once, I was overwhelmed by its magnificent golden color. As I stared in awe at God's work of art, the leaves began to fall, and within minutes, the branches were bare. Sadness came over me. I thought of winter months ahead. But just as I was reflecting on autumn's annual process, God's message came through. Like the trees stripped of their leaves in the fall, sprout new blossoms in the spring. I had had my compulsive, selfish ways removed by God in order for me to blossom into a sober, joyful member of AA. Thank you, God, for changing seasons and for my ever changing life. All right. That'll be it for today. I thank everybody for being here. And I certainly hope you have a great Thanksgiving or a fantastic Thursday. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I love you. Peace out and have a day. Bye-bye.